You think you know Egypt, the pyramids, the pharaohs, the desert sand, but the truth is, what most people see is just the surface. Beneath the tourist brochures lies a country filled with mysteries that haven't been solved, tombs that are still sealed, and monuments that defy logic. Egypt is more than just history. It's a living, breathing puzzle, thousands of years in the making. From haunted temples to lost cities beneath the sand, this is your countdown to the top 10 places to visit in Egypt. And the truth behind number 1 might change everything you thought you knew. Siwa Oasis. Hidden deep in Egypt's western desert near the Libyan border lies the Siwa Oasis, a lush, dreamlike retreat surrounded by golden dunes. It's not just an oasis, it's an ancient world preserved in time. Home to the Siwan Berber people, this remote gem offers more than palm trees and date groves. It holds mystery, myth, and magic. The Oracle Temple of Amun, once visited by Alexander the Great himself, sits in majestic ruins nearby, its prophecies long faded, but its walls still resonating with ancient energy. The town's mud brick architecture blends naturally with the desert, and Shali Fortress, the old town, looms like a crumbled sandcastle straight out of a fantasy novel. And then there's Cleopatra's Bath, a warm, natural spring where legend says the Queen once bathed. Locals still dive in today, their laughter echoing across centuries. Explore by bike, sip sweet tea under the stars, and you'll feel like you've escaped to a timeless pocket of serenity. 9. Alexandria. Founded by Alexander the Great, and once the center of Hellenistic knowledge, Alexandria is where the Mediterranean meets millennia of culture. Though the famed Library of Alexandria was lost to history, its legacy lives on in the ultra-modern Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a stunning structure of stone and light dedicated to knowledge and culture. The city's European-style architecture, seaside corniches, and nostalgic cafes recall a romantic era long past. Visit the catacombs of Komel Shokafa, a surreal underground necropolis fusing Roman, Greek, and Egyptian styles. Above ground, Kite Bay Citadel stands guard over the harbor, the very site of the ancient lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. This is a city of quiet power. Alexandria doesn't shout its history, it whispers it through the crash of waves and the crumbling facades of old villas. And when the sun sets over the harbor, painting the sea in molten gold, you'll understand why writers and rulers alike fell in love with this coastal treasure. 8. White Desert National Park. This place looks like it belongs on another planet. White Desert National Park, located near Farafra, is a surreal landscape sculpted by wind and time. Massive chalk formations rise from the sand like alien monuments, mushrooms, towers, animals, and shapes you won't believe were created naturally. The most famous formations are known as the chicken and the mushroom, and they're just the beginning. By day, the sun bleaches everything into a brilliant white. By night, the desert transforms under the stars, glowing under moonlight like a lunar dreamscape. Camping here is an unforgettable experience. Bedouin guides prepare fireside meals, and the silence of the desert wraps around you like a living presence. It's a reminder that Egypt isn't just about ancient temples, it's also about Earth's raw, untouched artistry. 7. Abu Simbel. Carved directly into a mountainside, Abu Simbel is more than a temple. It's a message from the past in giant stone. Built by Ramses II over 3,000 years ago, these colossal statues guard the southern border of ancient Egypt with eternal vigilance. Each statue stands over 65 feet tall, facing east to capture the sunrise. And twice a year, the light travels all the way to the back of the temple to illuminate the inner sanctuary. It's not an accident. It's astronomical engineering from an age before computers. And here's the mind-blowing part. In the 1960s, the entire complex was dismantled and relocated to save it from being submerged by Lake Nasser, Every block was numbered, moved, and reassembled higher up. An international rescue mission for the gods. Standing before these titans, staring into the gaze of Ramesses and the gods, you don't just see history, you feel it pressing against your chest. 6. Aswan and Philae Temple. Aswan is often called the jewel of the Nile, and rightly so. Slower paced than Cairo or Luxor, it's a serene city where feluccas drift lazily on the river and colourful Nubian villages dot the shoreline. One of the main highlights here is Philae Temple, dedicated to the goddess Isis. Accessible only by boat, the temple seems to float on the Nile's surface, its columns and courtyards rising like a vision. The carvings here are immaculate, evidence of a time when gods walked among men. You'll also find the unfinished obelisk, an abandoned monument that offers a rare look into ancient stone-cutting techniques. Nearby, Elephantine Island and the Nubian Museum add layers of culture and storytelling to your visit. Aswan is where nature, myth, and history melt together, leaving you with a profound sense of peace and awe. 5. Dahab and the Sinai Peninsula. Once a sleepy Bedouin village, Dahab has transformed into one of Egypt's most beloved travel gems, especially for those seeking something off the beaten path. Located on the southeastern coast of the Sinai Peninsula, it's a hub for divers, backpackers, and desert dreamers. The famous Blue Hole, a deep underwater sinkhole, is both legendary and haunting. It's a diver's paradise, filled with vibrant marine life and walls that seem to fall into the abyss. But there's more than diving here. Windsurfing, snorkeling, and desert safaris keep adrenaline junkies hooked. And then there's the vibe, laid back, bohemian, and authentic. Beach cafes play chill music, camels roam the coastline, and locals welcome you with heartfelt smiles. Dahab isn't a resort, it's a feeling. And once it gets into your soul, it's hard to leave. Number 4. Mount Sinai. Revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, Mount Sinai is more than just a mountain. It's a spiritual pilgrimage. Tradition holds that this is where Moses received the 10 Commandments, and climbing it is a journey of both soul and stamina. The trek usually begins at night. Guided by moonlight and the flicker of torches, pilgrims ascend the 7,500-foot peak to reach the summit at sunrise. And when the first rays spill over the desert, casting golden shadows over the rugged peaks, you'll understand where people have done this for centuries. At the base lies St. Catherine's Monastery, one of the oldest working Christian monasteries in the world. It houses ancient icons, manuscripts, and the burning bush itself, or so legend says. Whether or not you're religious, Mount Sinai offers something rare, a quiet confrontation with the eternal. Number 3. Cairo and the Egyptian Museum. Cairo is chaos and charm, dust and divinity, modern and medieval all at once. It's a sensory overload, and you'll love every second. From honking horns to the scent of grilled meats drifting through alleyways, the city is always alive. At its heart is the Egyptian Museum, home to the world's greatest collection of ancient Egyptian artifacts. Here, you'll find King Tutankhamun's golden mask, mummies, sarcophagi, and treasures plucked from the sands of time. It's not just a museum, it's a gateway into an empire. Venture into Islamic Cairo, where mosques, bazaars, and minarets create a tapestry of art and worship. The Khan el-Khalili market is a labyrinth of gold, spices, perfumes, and antiques. And if you crave a panoramic view, climb the citadel of Saladin and gaze over the city's dusty rooftops. Cairo is loud, overwhelming, and unforgettable, just like the stories it holds. Number 2. Luxor and the Valley of the Kings. Welcome to the world's greatest open-air museum. Luxor, once ancient Thebes, was the beating heart of Egypt's new kingdom. Today, its ruins still hum with majesty. The Valley of the Kings, tucked into desert cliffs, is where pharaohs were buried in secret, their tombs filled with gold, art, and spells for the afterlife. Walk through the vividly painted corridors of Tutankhamun, Seti I, and Ramses VI, and marvel at how color and story have survived 3,000 years. On the east bank lies the awe-inspiring Karnak Temple, a sprawling complex of columns, statues, and sacred lakes that once honored Amun-Ra. Nearby, the Luxor Temple glows at night, its illuminated columns casting shadows that blur the line between ancient and now. Every stone here has a voice, and it will speak to your imagination. 1. The Pyramids of Giza. No list would be complete without the iconic Pyramids of Giza. These wonders have stood for over 4,500 years, and they're still mystifying engineers, archaeologists, and travelers alike. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is the last of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still standing. It's perfectly aligned with the stars, built with stones weighing several tons and constructed with no mortar. How? No one knows for sure. Next to it sits the Great Sphinx, its lion body and human face carved from a single block of stone, guarding the necropolis with silent, enigmatic eyes. Take a camel ride into the desert at sunset, and you'll see why this site has inspired poets, pharaohs, and pilgrims for millennia. Visiting the pyramids isn't just a tour, it's a rite of passage, a direct line to the genius and grandeur of ancient Egypt. From the shadows of the pyramids to the depths of the Red Sea, Egypt is more than a destination, it's an awakening. It calls to the explorer, the historian, the dreamer in us all, and whether you're floating down the Nile or gazing at desert stars, you'll feel one thing above all: you've touched eternity.